guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Reckless speculation.
Oh, it's the most wonderful time of the year. NFL legal tampering. NFL free agency officially starts tomorrow. News breaking right and left. And there's no better man to have with us than our guy for a second consecutive day now, Darren Doogie Wolfson, our scoop master, the man always working the cell phones. I'm going to say a name to you, and you take the ball and run with it, okay?
All right, you're the boss, Judd. It's your show.
Yeah, it's really Declan's show. But anyway, here is the handoff to you. Harrison Smith, what can you tell me? I know you have information.
By the way, collector's item right here.
Hello,
see that?
Yeah, that's gonna be bad, Judd.
Look at this.
Patrick Royce, he left his work badge in the office, so.
How much? If I put this on eBay right now.
Let's do it. Let's find out. Can always
Could
yank
it make
it off.
up the difference? Because Harrison Smith either stays on a pay cut or he gets released before the day is over. I am anticipating Harrison Smith news today. I was told today, I am told he wants to play. Retirement is not an option. So the Vikings would like Harry back. It's on him. If I put this on eBay, because I like Harrison Smith, all-time Viking,
we can pay
potential
for a
Hall
quarter.
of Famer.
We can literally pay for a quarter of what Harry wants.
Could it make up the difference? Because the Vikings want him to take a pay cut. So if I put this on eBay, could we make enough money to hand it off to Harrison to have him make that decision to remain a Viking? That is the question. But Judd, yeah, I mean, I anticipate Harrison Smith news at some point today. Now, is it in the next few hours or is it tonight? Like I texted you this morning. I said, hey, Garrett Bradbury news this morning. This morning turned into what, like shortly after noon? Right, so there is some fluidity, some flexibility to these timelines, but I am told to anticipate Harrison Smith news today. I don't know what that decision is. Okay. What I do know is the Vikings don't want him back at his current number. And so he has a decision to make. Pay cut like Jordan Hicks, remain a Viking, finish his career with the franchise that drafted him, or end up elsewhere. We will know the answer in a little bit.
How substantial do we think the pay cut that the Vikings are asking Harrison to take is, Dukes?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty sizable pay cut, but I don't know if it's a 50%, a 40%, a 25%, but, you know, we're not just talking a couple $1 million. I mean, it's going to be sizable if he ends up accepting their terms.
All right, so that's discussion topic one. Discussion topic two, you touched on briefly. Garrett Bradbury, and you did tell me this morning that something was close. The Vikings were very involved. We then get the news, a 3-year, $15.75 million contract, which to me is entirely reasonable. What can you tell us about how things went in the past couple of days with Garrett Bradbury and who was the mystery team involved?
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings were always involved. They had a price point. They certainly were not going to go past what the Browns gave Ethan Posick. So, you know, we can debate who was the number one center available. Some people might prefer Connor McGovern, right? But Ethan got 3 years, $18 million. So we knew, or at least I knew, the Vikings were not exceeding that. If Garrett could go get that elsewhere, hey, congratulations to him. So he comes in at 3 years, $15.75 million. But the Vikings did push hard. They said, hey, Garrett, we really, really value you. You proved to us in 2022 you are a viable starting interior offensive lineman. We absolutely want you back. I am told, Judd, I know that we speculated a little bit. I believe you went on the airwaves with this, but you framed it as complete speculation because I know Seattle has been in the market for some center help, but it wasn't Seattle. So it came down to two teams for Garrett Bradbury. I'm told the other team was the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh.
So ultimately, they re-signed their own center, but they were in on Bradbury until the end. Like these last handful of hours when Bradbury was making his decision, I was told it was down to two teams. The Vikings were always involved, though, and the Vikings get their guy.
There's still, I think Garrett Bradbury might be knocking on the door there, Dukes. Dukes, how much, too, did Bradbury coming back here, because I know it was Kirk Cousins' contract got reworked, then all of a sudden Bradbury also gets signed. Was it not a coincidence that both those news kind of dovetailed kind of right on the back of each other?
Yeah. We're just in that prime window, right, Declan? By the way, hello to Stella. We're in that prime window.
Very upset about it.
Yeah, love her.
Very upset.
Yeah, we
Not
haven't
happy.
bonded in a while. I haven't been invited to the Zolgad Palace in
you
a
were
while.
never invited. I love you, but you basically told me that day I'm coming over to watch Gophers, Colorado.
Well, yeah. Well, I ended up at West End thinking, I can't remember if it was Yard House or wherever I
don't want Declan to think I'm
they
inviting
had the
you.
Pac-12 network.
I don't invite
lo and
Declan
behold,
either.
yeah, they didn't have the Pac-12 network, but thankfully you had it at your house.
I did,
I don't have it at my house, so yeah, I did invite myself over. But I was in the neighborhood. I was in St. Louis Park. I figured,
I'm always
hey,
glad to see you. I'm just joking. But anyway, go back.
you are the mayor of St. Louis Park, the unofficial mayor of St. Louis Park. So I'm like, hey, I may as well invite myself over. He'll lay out the red carpet. So yeah, that's the last time I bonded with Stella. So I miss Stella. But yeah, we're in that prime window of just a lot of stuff happening, right? Like I'm saying, we're going to get some news here on Harrison. I mean, they have until this time tomorrow. Essentially, right about 24 hours from now. I believe it's 3 o'clock Central, but essentially 24 hours. We're taping this right now at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday afternoon. So by this time tomorrow, they need to be cap compliant. So I would say, Declan, it's all encompassing, right? And they had been pushing. Heck, they would have loved to get a decision from Garrett yesterday. Just didn't work out like that. But Garrett was atop their priority list. They absolutely wanted to get a deal done. They are very happy that they got this deal done.
On the Cousins contract. So part of it I get, part of it I don't get. So this is not any step towards an extension. It appears that they have come to a stalemate there. Okay. So just to be clear, this does not appear to pave the way for an extension.
Not immediately, at least, right? I mean,
right. This wasn't done
maybe
for
somewhere
that
down the
purpose.
road, but yes, this is validation of what we've discussed for a while here, that there just wasn't any momentum on an extension because they could have chosen to go the extension route to lower the 23 cap number.
Instead, what they've done is they had the ability and they did it to create part of his salary to a signing bonus. That conversion clears up $16 million in immediate salary cap space for 2023. His base salary unchanged remains $10 million. That's the good news. What confuses me is they went from having 2 voidable years, which would be 24 and 25, to having 4 of them now through 2027, which means that Kirk Cousins is going to be on the books almost certainly long after he is gone. I guess here's what I don't get, and it would need to be explained. Dukes, as you've been saying for a month and plus now, Brian O'Neill has the same ability. He's going to be on the team, but you can basically take his salary and do the same exact thing. They're electing to do it with Cousins, so they're going to take 4 years of dead cap hits on this after, and I applauded them for this, with Thielen a couple days ago swallowing hard, not post-June 1st dating his release, and taking on what is a very significant cap hit on dead money immediately. I guess I thought that the Vikings were going to go down the path of feeling the pain of Cousins' contract in 23 and then having the 2 void years. They turn it into 4 void years. This is where I am a bit confused at the strategy, unless we see a major free agent signing based on this and the conversion of O'Neill's contract.
Well, I mean, they're still chasing some cornerbacks. I mean, there's still some pretty good players out there. There remains interest in re-signing Alexander Mattison. Now, Rashad Penny comes off the board. Finally, a running back, unless you count former Viking Mike Boone. But Rashad Penny comes off the board. He seemingly is taking the place of Miles Sanders in Philadelphia. I am told Philadelphia was not in on Alexander Mattison. I was curious, could they have chosen Mattison instead of Penny? No. The answer is no. The Eagles were not in on Mattison. But the Vikings do have genuine interest in retaining Alexander Mattison. So they are still working on some things. I get, though, what you're saying. Now, on the O'Neill contract, and I was led to believe 6 weeks ago, like that was something that was expected to happen. But as of yesterday, now I did not check again today, I apologize. But as of yesterday, there wasn't any sort of sense that was going to happen. But they create $16 million in cap space for 2023 with the Cousins move. If they do what you're laying out with O'Neill, something comparable, something similar, would they be able to open up that much space? Like how much space? this is where I wish I could lean on my guy Joel Corey or another capologist, right? Because a lot of this stuff, I mean, for many, many people, I saw some people opining on social media, Judd, that they think this is the right answer, but they're not sure. And heck, like all this cap stuff is so darn confusing. But I just don't know. Could they have created $16 million by doing the gymnastics with O'Neal?
More.
That seems like
now
it's a large number, right? So I think by doing the Cousins move, that created that much more space.
So if over the cap at this moment is correct, they are now cap compliant by $6 million. So O'Neal would create more. That's my point is the only reason I think to do Cousins would be if you're on the precipice of a fairly significant signing and you need O'Neal's potential cap savings, Darren, and Cousins's. That's what I'm curious to see this play out. I just hate a team that's clearing up cap space, pushing 4 years of dead cap into 2027 because I was such a personal fan of the Thielen move and thought, you know what, just take the pain now. So unless you're signing Byron Murphy, who you think is going to be good for you for, let's say, 4 or 5 years, this move confuses me. But to your point, it's incredibly fluid and things could change.
Well, I mean, Murphy is on their radar. Bunting is on their radar. I'm sure there's another cornerback or two that I just haven't unearthed that's on their radar. But you say 4 or 5 years. Judd, what proof is there that Kwesi is willing to give out more than a 3-year deal? Look at his history of giving out contracts. Now, Justin Jefferson's extension will extend beyond 3 years when that happens. But if you go back to last year, Harrison Phillips, Jordan Hicks, Zadarius Smith, what they did yesterday, what they did today, Nick Mullins isn't getting beyond 3 years. So, like, what proof is there that they're willing to do a 4 or 5 year deal? Now, to secure a corner like Murphy that fits their timeline, you may have to go to 4 years or perhaps even 5. But I'm just saying right now, Judd, there isn't proof that Kwesi is willing to do that.
Dukes, what's the latest with Zadarius Smith? I know he basically tweeted his goodbyes a few days, about 72 hours ago, and then it was reported that there's no intention of trading him. Obviously, if they cut Zadarius Smith, only $3 million in dead, but $12 million in cap savings. I know they're probably doing their best to try to get some type of draft capital, but I'd imagine if they can't, then he might be the next cut victim potentially for the Vikings.
Well, I mean, how do you get draft capital, Declan, now that you have this agreement with Davenport?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't you lose all leverage with that move? I don't have an update, Declan. But, like, even now, I get it. The Davenport move potentially changes the dynamics. But pre the Davenport move, the Vikings were sending the signal to the Za'Darius camp that cry all you want, do whatever you want. We have you under contract. You're our property. We want you on this roster. I mean, it's not like Za'Darius and Davenport couldn't coexist, right? So I would say to be determined. I know the writing is on the wall. I know logic says Za'Darius is going to be elsewhere. I get all that, right? But maybe it's that cat and mouse game. Maybe even though I don't think they have any leverage after the Davenport agreement, maybe they're sending out some of those signals to say, yeah, okay, if you think we're cutting him, maybe we're not, right? So, yeah, give us that day 3 draft pick. We need more picks. We're short on picks. So, yes, I think that's still in the realm of possibilities. But I'm just telling you, one signal they've been sending out, Declan, is, hey, like, we can keep Za'Darius. We don't mind having Za'Darius on this roster in 2023. Dalvin Cook is the other elephant in the room on the trade side. Judd, you told me yesterday to pursue Miami interest, and it looks like some Miami outlets have now picked up on that. I also had heard Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I had somebody last week speculate that Jacksonville was looking to do something on the running back front, but I have not heard specifically Jacksonville attached to Dalvin. I did hear Atlanta attached to Dalvin, but until I hear otherwise, I can see Dalvin in a Vikings uniform in 2023.
Have you heard Buffalo at all?
No, I mean...
Which would make some sense. His brother's
there. It would, right? I mean, when your brother's there, right?
Game help.
And, I mean, they're knocking on the door of pushing through, winning the AFC, maybe ultimately winning a Super Bowl, right? So they can use an upgrade at the running back position. But no, I've not specifically heard Buffalo. Not dismissing that possibility, but I was just told Miami, Atlanta.
So here's the 3 things I think that are in the air right now. as far as internal moves. I think Zadarius is gone. I mean, I just don't see him coming back. You can threaten him, but you signed a guy to replace him, and you're not going to bring back a guy who clearly doesn't want to be here. I think.
Well, that's another key part of this, right?
Yeah.
That he doesn't want to be here. He knows he can make more money elsewhere. Even after this first wave of free agency, his camp feels like there's money to be made elsewhere, more money than he'll make here.
Harrison Smith, as you reported at the top of the scoop session, is either going to be decide to leave or come back at a reduced rate. And I think you're right on Cook. I think they'd like to trade Cook. I think the availability now of the Chargers' Austin Eckler changes that as well, because that's a pretty attractive guy on the market. I think there's a very good chance, though, that what you've been saying is right. If they can't trade Cook for what they want, he just comes back for a year, and then they realize pretty significant savings on the cap next year if they have to cut him. So I think that you're probably right. There's a very good chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's either
Dalvin Cook's back here.
Absolutely. I mean, either Dalvin is here in 23, then gone after 23,
right?
Or he's gone now. But I'm just saying, I mean, until I hear otherwise, the signs point to Dalvin being here.
So
in
Madison
23,
will be gone.
But I don't think he's here in 24. So I mean, at that point, Madison could be gone. I mean, Denver is looking for another back, not necessarily a bell cow type, but they are looking for a complimentary type guy. You've got George Payton there, some other, former Vikings influences in that front office. So that would be, one potential landing spot. Heck, maybe Jacksonville, and Detroit is looking for somebody to put next to DeAndre Swift. Now, maybe that's just Jamal Williams again, but, I would say, and you think about Madison's success against the Lions, right? I mean, the Lions have the book on Madison kicking their behind, right? So, I mean, that would be another potential landing spot. Plus, I mean, the Bears are going to do something, right? They still have a ton of money. Now, maybe that's as simple as just re-signing David Montgomery, but the Bears want to do something as well.
Last thing from me, Dukes. Obviously, the signings are happening. There's cuts happening. Are we any closer to any of these extensions? Maybe specifically T.J. Hawkinson. Is there anything close on that front that you're hearing?
No, but I anticipate something happening, Declan. Like, I'll be surprised if we're talking about T.J. Hawkinson on the open market this time next year. So I anticipate something happening, but no, I've not heard of anything being on the cusp of completion. But that is something on their list of things to do. And hey, I'd love to give you an update on Greg Joseph. That's another one
that's okay.
My guy.
I'm pursuing, and I just don't have an update there.
I'm good right now.
I will let you know on that. I mean, there's enough stuff going on.
Balls in the air, we call them. Balls in the air, dude. All right, thanks much. Let's get this posted, guys, because it's great stuff.
See ya, Stella.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Say bye,
This
Stella.
goes on eBay right now. See ya.
All right. See ya. Bye.